Back we are tonight with our feature story. Since Hurricane Maria brought devastation to Puerto Rico in 2017, many students and faculty members have teamed up in inspiring numbers to help rebuild that island. And that includes my two special guests tonight. Joining me now is Felix Matos Rodriguez. He is the Chancellor of the City University of New York, and Jesse Funtleiter, a junior at John Jay College. Good to have you both here. You know, the efforts that have been going into this thing, you know, last year and this year is tremendous. Felix, you're going to make a trip there like in a couple of weeks, right?
I'll be there next week.
Next week, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about what you expect.
First, thanking the students for doing this volunteer work, which is so important.
Right.
And also getting a first-hand read about their experience. I mean, I want to hear what their educational experience and how this has been something of importance.
Yeah, it's totaling like 750 students involved in this campaign. Jesse, you just came back from Puerto Rico. What was it like for you there?
To put it in one word, amazing, but it was just a hands-on experience, and I got as much out of it as I could, and I gave as much as I could.
It was real hands-on, wasn't it?
Yeah, everything was hands-on, no matter where I was.
Absolutely. Felix, I know that, you know, the efforts are really there, and there are still some needs. In terms of evaluating what the needs are right now, how would you break that down for us?
Well, there's still families that need roofs over their heads, that need construction. There's parks that need to be cleaned up. So there's a lot of, you know, sort of basic work that needs to be done, and our students are being able to be supportive in that way. And we're very, very proud of the work they've done. And we thank also the governor for sort of encouraging us to begin this effort last year.
Jesse, tell me, what were the people saying to you? You know, you had contact, and I know both of you have personal contact, and you have family in Puerto Rico. What were they telling you? What did you hear?
Honestly, I didn't even expect what they were telling me, because they were so gracious and just so proud. And everything they were saying was positive. Everything was moving forward, and we're going to be better after this storm, even though it was a travesty for them.
And for your own family, I mean, you know, you suffered through Superstorm Sandy, right? Your house was flooded?
Yes, it was.
So that really gave you some inspiration in terms of what you needed to do?
Yeah, it was my motivation, I'd say, to go, even besides being Puerto Rican myself.
Felix, speaking of being Puerto Rican, right, this is your homeland, right? And you were telling me a story before we went on the air in terms of your family, your mom, your father. You remember when you made that trip there. Share that with us.
Well, I mean, first, I'm very gracious for all New Yorkers have done for Puerto Rico in solidarity, and in times of crisis, to know that there's a whole community out there still providing support. It was very, very meaningful, and it gives hope to the people of Puerto Rico about the future, and that's an important thing for all of us.
Absolutely. And Jesse, you know, you're going into your junior year. You're 20 years old, and you're studying psychology, as I understand, forensic psychology. What is this doing for you personally by going there and as you said, you know, hands-on, rolling up your sleeves and really getting into this thing and finding out more about what people need, how they feel?
Yeah. I mean, it was the most holistic approach to volunteering that you could have. And I feel like I got the most fulfilling experience possible. I learned everything from farming to construction.
Right.
And I learned about the people and what they do and how they strive, even under certain circumstances.
And Felix, when this tragedy struck, I mean, the university was ready. You had the infrastructure ready to go. And when you heard about that, you snapped right into it.
We were ready. We had the CUNY Service Corps, which was born out of helping when Superstorm Sandy hit. So we had the infrastructure, we had the links to Puerto Rico, we made ourselves available, we had the partners there, and the feedback from the students last year was so positive. We have about 25 students who went last summer.
Right.
We're going again this year, so we think it's an incredible experience for the students and very important to the families in Puerto Rico.
And you're still going through an evaluation right now, right, to determine what they need and if you will need to go back again next year.
And that's why I want to go too, to talk to our partners there to see. I mean, we all hope that there's no need, so we might be doing something different, but the City University of New York is with the people of Puerto Rico for the long haul.
Without a doubt. Jesse, would you want to go back? I mean, I know you had quite an experience. You just came back, and, you know, would you be ready to do it one more time?
Yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
What is the greatest lesson learned? I mean, by going there and doing all of this, aside from, you know, the personal experience that you've had, but in terms of how you're helping your native land, helping Puerto Rico, how does that translate to you?
Well, I mean, when you're in a tragedy, you don't want to feel isolated. So this showed that there's solidarity with people in New York. I saw the community welcoming our students, cooking for them, teaching them Spanish,
Right.
doing all this very personal. It was their way of showing gratitude
Right.
at a time
And you
when
got
they
a lot of
adversity.
feedback from them, didn't you? What did they say to you?
They wanted to have the students back.
Yes.
Many of the students created friendships with families there, and they remain in touch. So again, it was one of those win-win situations for the families there. Great stories for a student, and the DNA of the City University of New York is
course.
service.
Yes, absolutely. And Jesse, this is the kind of thing, you know, that's kind of life-changing in many ways, right? When you go there, this hands-on experience that you talked about, talking to these people and being part of a good service here.
Yeah. Besides all the skills that I learned, just seeing that people who go through something so terrible and all this damage, and still they come out so gracious and so thankful.
Okay, Jesse, I thank you very much for what you've done. Felix, good trip, and I hope it turns out to be very positive.
Thank you.
And you'll be able to help the people in need there.
And thank you for all your great coverage. It's
Thank you
very
so
important.
much. Felix and Jesse, all good things.
Thank you.
Okay.